Go. Hey everybody. I'm just sitting here today. It's on a Sunday, and I've been kind of contemplating like doing this video for quite some time. It's because I really don't want to, honestly, I just am kind of tired that everywhere I turn around, everything that I see, everything that I hear is on a political side. You seem to not see anything good happening. So today I just kind of want to talk about, my opinions and how I see everything coming on. Now, this doesn't mean I'm right or it doesn't mean I'm wrong, but what it does mean is it gives me a clarification to everybody else to talk and from a person who's on the outside looking in. And that's actually what I want. And it's really hard because here's the thing that gets me the most. The thing that gets me the most is that I never in a million years thought that our country would get to this point. And when I say get to this point, I mean getting to this point the way that it is right now. I never thought that I'd see the things that I'm seeing. Ever since I got on TikTok, I never heard of a Karen before. I never heard of a whatever they call a guy a Ken. I don't know. I never knew what that was, but these people are absolutely crazy. And I see so many of them just they don't care. They have no care or sympathy or other words. I don't know what I don't know what the words to use, but here's the thing. I don't see anything that these people have, but I never saw it before. This is what I'm talking about. This is the stuff that's crazy. People are absolutely going crazy. And when people ask me, well, what's your political stance? I say, I'm an American. Yep, I'm an American. Well, are you a Republican or are you a Democrat? I'm American. Because I ain't picking the left, I ain't picking the right. I don't really give a crap about the left or right because I think our whole entire government is ripping the American people off. And it's just sad that more people don't see that. I'm sure that there are people that know that this is happening, but we do nothing. We let it happen. Somewhere in the Constitution, it says that we the people, have the right to remove someone from our government if they don't seem like they're in the best interest of our country. Now, I could be wrong on the terminology of that, but really, I don't care at this point. Okay. I hear so many conspiracies. I hear this, I hear that. And, like not long ago, one of my really good friends gave me a video to watch where this guy who's apparently he's a vet and he's going on how Trump Trump is still president. Well, no, he's not. That's just complete BS. And I really don't care if even my best friend says, oh, we got the proof, we got facts, we got this. And no, there is none. It's total bullshit. Biden is president. That's the way it is. We'll see how it pans out. But my fear is that if everything is true, like let's say the election was stolen, how do we know that they're not going to do this again? And honestly, do I think that the election was stolen? I don't know. I don't really know because I don't know who's telling the truth. I don't know anything about it. I don't know who to believe. That's just like the vaccine. Everybody says, well, they got one half the doctors saying that the vaccine's bad for you. They got one half the doctors that saying that it's okay. Don't listen to this. And then you got these conspiracy. Well, if you get this shot, your mortality is going to be this. If you get this shot, your mortality is going to be that. All the way up to the fourth shot. And the fourth shot is doomed. I got people who tell me, oh yeah, I got friends who have died from the vaccine. Okay. I can understand that happening. When I was in the hospital and they asked me if I wanted the vaccine, well, Christ, I just came out of a coma, and when I was in a coma, I'm pretty sure this is before the vaccines really came out to the public. This is before. And I was in an acute rehabilitation center. The other word for it is a nursing home, because I couldn't walk, because I couldn't literally take care of myself. And then I get the shot, the first shot, everything's fine. And then when the second shot rolls around, I end up with pneumonia. I end up in ICU again. I'm just in really bad shape. Unfortunately, I got through it real quickly. And that's another story. I'm gonna tell my story here. Not long. Chris is gonna join me in this story. But I don't want, the one thing is it's not going to get into a politically who's right, who's wrong, whatever. I'm just going to tell my story, and he's gonna come in and he's gonna talk about it. And so, excuse me, my nose is itching. But anyway, so with this being said, you kind of gotta like take a step back, and you gotta go, oh, wait a minute, you know. So I got people telling me that this vaccine is bad. I got people who telling me, "Oh, don't worry about the vaccine." I got people who are telling me this, and I see these doctors who are supposed to be these doctors who are well-known doctors. And then here's the thing. What really gets me is the doctors itself. Uh, you know, are they credible? Okay, so anyway, are these doctors credible? So I've heard some people say, well, I've got the facts. Go over here and check this. So I go over and I check it, and then I go online, I look for these doctors. I see that the doctors have stuff about them, but I don't see any professional pages. I don't see anything in the doctors, because all doctors have professional pages. They have that, you know, that this is the degrees they got, this is what they practice in and everything. I'm saying that I maybe saw over half of the ones that supposedly say that the vaccine is bad are not legit. They're made up doctors. It's fictitious. But I don't go into arguments with people who believe it, because it's not you're not going to argue with these people, because they feel that they got the facts, and their facts sometimes could be wrong. However, then you got the right, and the right is saying, well, the vaccines are not good for you. They're getting our children to take these, and you see all this controversy going back and forth between the right and left. So my thing is, okay, who do I believe? Do I believe my doctor? I've asked my doctor, and he says, you know, he didn't tell me if it was good or bad, but I think that's because he can't answer the question exactly like I'd like him to. But what he did do is he just said, yeah, you're due for your next injection. And that wasn't good enough for me. I mean, honest to God, that was not good enough for me. So I just decided, well, I'm just gonna hold off and see what happens. Even though I got very sick, I almost lost my life. I got a trach, I was on dialysis, I was put into an induced coma. All these things that were actually happening to me, I didn't know anything about it. But when I came out of it and I heard about it, that's when things started getting kind of weirded out. So, with that being said, I don't know who to believe. And that's the problem right now. You don't know who to believe. I can believe my best friend over here, and my best friend's telling me, yeah, go get there's nothing wrong with it. I've had my shots. I'm fine. I'm all this other stuff. And then I got a friend over here that says, well, no, you can't take it, because by the third and fourth shot, your mentality is going to be like 80% that you're not going to live. And I'm thinking to myself, well, who do I believe again? And that's it. So getting back to the left and the right, that's why I don't choose the left and the right. I choose that I am an American. I was born in America, and I am not prejudiced. I don't look at color. I don't care about that stuff. That doesn't bother me a bit. But what bothers me is how many people are racist. This one might get me in trouble a little bit, but I think that The United States is so divided right now. I honestly believe that it's just completely divided. We are not, the United States of, Americans. We are the American states of many, many ethnic cultures in our country. And that's how I feel. I kind of take a step back and I say, well, we got people coming into, the US on a daily basis. I mean, especially that the borders are opened up and flocks and flocks of people are just coming in here and they're getting access to everything that the American people, we don't even really know who's coming across the border. And that's one thing I can verify, and that's one thing that is factual. We don't know who's coming across that border. All they do is check in, and that's it. They're coming through. They don't even do any kind of checks with the person's name. And even if they did do a check, how do we know that that person is not lying? We don't know that. And sometimes we don't know if they're Mexican or we don't know anything about that. Um, Really, I don't care if people are coming here and they're coming here for the American dream and they're going to abide by the American dream process. There's a process of becoming a United States citizen. And these millions of people that are coming in, I don't even think a percentage of them are going to try at all to be United States citizen because they're afraid that if they try that, they're going to end up being deported back to their own countries. I think this is going to cause a big security risk for the United States. Not to mention all these other things that are actually happening right now. We have to, as a country, we have to protect ourselves. And what bothers me is we're giving them all sorts of money. We give them money. They actually make more money than an average working person who's working minimum wage. Whoa. I mean, just think about that. Think about what they're actually making. And we, the American people, we, the people of the United States, are basically being taken over, and we don't have those rights anymore because, in my opinion, this whole thing is just going to be, like I said before, it's gonna escalate. The more it escalates, the more it's gonna happen. And pretty soon, I mean, when they were talking, like I remember one time they were talking on TV and I was watching this, and this actually, I cannot believe that this happened. They said that people who have houses should give up their houses and let a different culture, whether it be, when it was all about Black Lives Matter, this is that. And they were actually telling people to give up their houses and let African American people move into their houses, to let them have the houses. Who in their right mind is going to do that? That's how stupid some of these people were. I was just blown away by it. And when I mean blown away, I'm blown away. I can't believe that they even told people that they need to do that. Or if they have people who have like maybe a home, a vacation home or something like that, yeah, give up the vacation home, let them live there, let them. And my question to that is, you never heard anything about it because no one else was going to do that. There's no way that people are going to do that. And that's kind of how I feel in the situation. I don't think, honestly, that the American dream is even an American dream anymore, because you can come to this country and you're going to fall into the same political, and you're going to fall into the same thing, except for you're going to get free money, a phone, everything that you need to survive in this country. And it doesn't matter if you work for it or not. That's not the problem. The problem is that the working person out there is struggling right now, while illegal immigrants coming to this country get more money, get more rights, and everything else than we do. And that brings me to another point. Yes, I do believe that an ID is necessary to vote. And I believe that it needs to be an American citizen that needs to vote, not illegal immigrants coming into our country. They should not have the right to vote, period. And that's how I feel. And if you don't like it, I really don't give a shit. One way or the other, I just don't care. I do not care that you will not like this at all because it's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's dumb. I mean, honest to God, you cannot allow, like, say, 2 million people who come into our country who are illegal immigrants coming into our country who are not American citizens and give them the right to vote. It just is, it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous that sometimes I even wonder what's going on in people's heads when they do this. It just does not make a bit of sense. So, here it is. I'm so tired of listening. Every time I wake up in the morning, it's this going on, it's that going on. Oh, something with Putin, something with Ukraine. Oh, and then I always hear Trump, it's Trump's fault. It's Trump's fault. Oh no, this is Biden's world. This is Biden's problem. This is everything. And I just don't get it. I don't get it anymore because I really, really am tired. I'm numb. I am really numb from this. And I just think that no matter what, our country is in really sad shape and we need to get back to our roots. We need to, allow people to come into our country and enjoy the American dream. The American dream is nothing like it is right now. It's just nothing. We have allowed so many people to come in our country who are not even American citizens to take jobs, to work, and do all these other things. Do it right, become an American citizen, then you can call yourself an American citizen, plain and simple. And we allow this, we the people allow this. We the people allow people to come into our country who are illegal immigrants and start a business and start making money. And I was told that these people don't even have to pay taxes because they're not American citizens. They're here from another country. They're setting up business in another country. And a lot of that is truck drivers. I see a lot of those truck drivers. These companies come in, they buy trucks, and while they're sitting in their country, they're running these trucks. They have their own dispatchers. They buy up freight as fast as they can, and they don't even care the cost of the freight. They got maybe 2, 3 people living in one truck. That is insane. And we allow it to happen. Yeah, we still allow this to happen. So I don't know what's happened to America. I can't say United States anymore. I'm just gonna call it America. I don't know what's happened. But it's scary. Yeah, it's getting to the point where it is absolutely scary. I don't really even know how to even say it. It's that scary. Every day, I mean, even if you voice your opinion, we hear that the government's always listening to us. We're, and I believe that to be true. I really believe that to be true. I believe that we're being listened to and we're being sorted out. I believe that at some point they're going to come up with a reason that we, as we the people, are going to come up with this deal that we were against the government. And when that happens, there's a lot of us that are going to probably be put in jail, prison, and be outcasted. Most likely we'll be living on the street and they don't care. People who are living on the street, the thing about it is think about it this way: the billions of dollars that we sent to the Ukraine could have solved world hunger, or not world hunger, but maybe world hunger. Let's just say world hunger. It could have solved a lot of problems with all the homeless people. It could have solved problems with our vets. And that's another thing I'm going to get into, because that's not going to be a nice little video, because I am totally just against the way that our government treats our vets And yet our government politicians get more benefits than our vets. And I really don't want to get into this right now, so I'm not going to. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for listening. You guys have a wonderful weekend, your week coming up, and take care of yourselves. And remember to hit and like our things. Follow us and put your comments below. We'll try to answer them, but really, to be honest with you, I don't ever go in and answer comments unless I have to. Have a good one. Thanks a lot.